Cecil Rosenthal, David Rosenthal, Bernice Simon, Sylvan Simon, Daniel Stein.
Every day for the past year, the names of the 11 Jews shot to death in their Pittsburgh synagogue are recited before the mourner's Kaddish, the Jewish prayer for the dead. Amen. Joe Charney has attended the daily service 5 days a week for 1 year. Amen. The 91-year-old is a visitor here at Beth Shalom congregation, but he often leads the prayer. His home synagogue remains closed. He was incited on October 27, 2018, when a hate-filled gunman entered his place of worship.
So we heard a noise, and I didn't pay much attention initially. He didn't shoot me. He started with the people who were seated.
The gunman commenced slaughtering 7 of his friends at Tree of Life, killing 3 worshiping at New Light and 1 at Dor Hadash. All 3 of the congregations are housed in the same building.
As the suspect keeps telling about killing Jews, he doesn't want any of them to live.
The suspect recently offered to plead guilty in exchange for spending life in prison, but federal prosecutors rejected the offer and are seeking the death penalty. In this community, that is one of 2 decisions being questioned. The other was what to do with the building after such a tragedy. Make this a memorial or reopen as a synagogue and community center. They decided to combine the ideas. The reminders of the deadliest anti-Semitic attack on American soil are scattered throughout this place. The outpouring of love and gifts from around the country have been gathered up, cataloged, and some featured on the fence that now surrounds the synagogue, including artwork from students who survived the massacre in Parkland.
And we also remember Joyce Feinberg, Richard Gottfried, Rose Mallender, Jerry Rabinowitz.
All the while, the prayers for the dead have never stopped. What does it feel like reciting those names?
It feels good to recite those names because I know I'm doing the right thing, and I know that I'm doing something for me and for them at the same time.
Melvin Wax and Irving Younger.
Joining Charney throughout the year, Tree of Life Rabbi Jeffrey Myers, and Charney's friend of 50 years, Judah Samet. Samet says he narrowly escaped death. He was about to walk in when a man stopped him.
I would be right in the middle of the shooting. So he's the one who really saved my life.
It isn't the first time he escaped death. This is Samet as a young boy after seeing more death than life inside a Nazi death camp in Germany.
In Bergen-Belsen, when we see somebody dead, we walked around him out of respect. But eventually, we were awakening. We stepped on them. We could hear their bones cracking. Didn't mean anything. By the age 7, I have seen more death than life. You see Irving Younger, he was the first one to get killed.
At 80, the targeting of Jews yet again changed the way he looked at his synagogue for a while.
And I looked at that and I said, this looks like a tombstone. There is no holiness emanating from this building. It had 11 bodies in it. It's a cemetery.
But a year later,
everything passes.
All he wants to do is to go back to his sanctuary. How long have you been going to this synagogue?
54 years.
54 years?
Yeah.
That is a long time. No wonder you feel like this is home.
It's home. It's home.
Survivor Joe Charney agrees. Do you want to go back?
Oh, yes, oh, very much.
Why?
Why? Because it's the right thing to do. Because if you don't, the other side wins.
The anti-Semites?
Yes.
For many, it's a beacon showing the Jewish faithful will endure and the dead will never be forgotten. What is it you want people to know about those people who were your friends, who prayed with you at the synagogue?
I want them to know that their lives meant something, that they were the epitome of how we should be.
I mean, you are forced to remember every weekday.
Right.
You say the names.
Yeah, that was great. Still is great. I'm glad we do it. I like to hear the names. I think they make a difference, and I don't want them forgotten.
Amen. Sarah Seidner, CNN, Pittsburgh.